Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another video for y'all, man. And yeah, it is happening right now. The playoffs have begun, and looks like the final week of the regular season has finally come to an end. I know it's a little sad. Such a great season. But at the end of the day, we have an opportunity right now to really review and showcase, what the final results were from this NFL Fantasy Football League season. And I definitely wanted to bring this content to you guys, man, because 20, 22 leagues, 20 plus leagues, you can call it 24. I call it 22 leagues with two bonus leagues. One's my wife's and the other one is like a high scoring one, um, just for fun. Probably won't help you guys too much on that last one, but we're going to take a look at all of them, primarily the 22 leagues that I invested a lot of time into. So we'll see what the result is today. Definitely tune in also to tomorrow's video. I'll be posting this one up late tonight. And then tomorrow's video for Waiver Wire Wednesday, we'll go ahead and start prepping for the playoffs because I believe this was the final week of the regular season. And then next week starts round one of the playoffs um, for fantasy football. So we're going to take a look and see how many teams clinched the number one seed, how many teams made it to the playoffs, and how many teams were eliminated. So you guys can take a look here and see, because definitely wanted to make sure we're having success before I posted these videos, and then next year, you can be prepared to start your season off with me as I go over picks. We may even do a live draft with you guys, just so you can see it firsthand, some strategies, and then we'll take it week by week. I don't know if I'll do 22 again, but if you guys do find this video beneficial, helpful for you with making your picks and making the decisions, then I can definitely, try to go for the max again, just to see if we can have that continued success. But without further ado, here we go. We'll start off with good call, ref. You know what I'm saying? Good call, ref. You heard me. So let's go ahead and check this thing out right here. Um, and see what's going on here. All right, so all right, I'm just gonna take a look at the matchup from last week. Okay, so I started Jared Goff. I liked him in that scenario against the Chicago Bears. Unfortunately, he underperformed with just 6 points in fantasy. So and these types of things are gonna happen. Um, we're going to take risk. We're going to take chances. Some will pay out, some not. At the end of the day, the bottom line is what I care about the most is that 127 to 112 victory in my favor. Um, but before we go into that, let's go ahead and take a look and see where we finished. Looks like we finished number one in the league standings. And did we clinch that number one seed? We definitely did. So that's a one in the column right there. Okay, beautiful. All right. The number one seed has been clinched, so it looks like we also clinched that first week bye, which is fantastic. Finished the season 11-3, which is amazing. So we'll kick it back to my team just to take a closer look and get a breakdown of who did what. What risks did we take that paid off, which ones didn't. That way we know how to navigate moving forward. So I'd say Jared Goff. We know Sam Howell was on a bye week. We took a risk starting him. And the other player that we were thinking about, you guys remember who it was? It was Jake Browning, right? It was Jake Browning. So Jake, I believe, went off. Um, and I could take a quick peek if he's available in this league. Jake Browning projected to do 16 points. He actually put up 23. So if I would have actually benched Jared Goff, or even picked up Brock Purdy, well, Brock Purdy's a different team. But if I would have benched Jared Goff, I would have had a quarterback that outperformed him from waivers. So this is the type of things I want you guys to be looking at. So you have a team like Cincinnati. It took a little bit for Jake Browning to get the ball rolling with his team. Finally figured it out. with a great win on the road against Jacksonville, and then he strung those two. Then he strung together two back-to-back big weeks for fantasy football, and that's huge. That's huge. Okay, 26 on the road and then 23. Those are big numbers. Okay, and that's what I want to have. So if he's still available tomorrow, I may have to pick him up. We could take a further look and see who they're playing next week. They're playing Minnesota, struggling football team. That's going to be an interconference, an out of conference matchup there. Then he's playing Pittsburgh, so he's got another back-to-back weeks where they can, Cincinnati can actually make a really good push in their division before actually facing some real competition in Kansas City and in Cleveland. But we all know the Kansas City Chiefs offense has been really shaky as of late. So we'll go into the NFL standings real quick too, just to see where um, the Bengals sit right now. And right now, okay, yeah, they're sitting last place in the AFC North. Okay, so they are 7-6 right now. The Steelers, they're struggling, so that's a good win. They could beat the Browns. They could knock them down a little bit, down a peg. So it's going to be interesting to see how that conference, shakes down. But that's definitely a big motivator for Jake to see, hey, you got um, Tommy DeVito doing it with the Giants. I don't know how big of a push they're going to make in the NFC division. You know, about 5 games behind the Cowboys and Eagles, but strange things can happen where they can be pushing a wild card if they have a better record to finish off the season than the Buccaneers, Falcons, what have you. So, Cincinnati's probably looking at the same thing on in the AFC side, seeing last place in their division, trying to make a last ditch push. But if Jake Browning can keep it going, that's gonna be a great opportunity to pick him up and waivers. So if you don't have your eye on him, he's a great quarterback to keep your eye out for. All right, we kept in Tolly Pollard. He pretty much played up to par. We started Kyron Williams, a little bit under, but that's fine. James Cook made the right decision there. He balled out 25 on the day, coming off that bye week, phenomenal. Zay Flowers, he dropped 20 points, phenomenal. Nico Collins, 2.3, and we know the injury to C.J. Stroud had a big part and played a big role in that. Um, but that's pretty catastrophic there to lose your quarterback. And that could cost Houston Texans a season. I mean, I think he's out with the concussion, so he may be back in about a week or two. But this late in the season, it's going to definitely make it that much more tough for Houston to really make a playoff push. Because right now they're currently sitting third place in AFC South, tied with the Colts and a game behind the Jags. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, how soon CJ Stroud can come back, if he does come back, and the impact he can make on his team for the rest of the season. Because it looks like they have the Titans next week, or sorry, this coming Sunday. I don't see him back for that game, but then he may be back for the Browns, and then play the Texans again, and then the Colts. So we'll see, because that's going to be very interesting with the Colts and the Titans both being in the same division. um, how they'll play out. So it's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, I think without CJ Stroud, I think Nico Collins goes to the bench. So we have Austin Eckler, who was projected to do 17. Remember, we did not have a lot of confidence in him. First time I benched Austin Eckler all season. Why? Was because he had 3 weeks in a row of under 10 points. So I didn't want to give him a fourth. He performed well actually against the Broncos, which I had a feeling he would against that defense. I just wasn't ultimately confident in that. So, who do I really bench for him? I wouldn't really bench Kyron Williams the way he's been balling, and I wasn't gonna bench James Cook. So I didn't really lose much points not having him as a starter. Maybe 4 or 6 points on the board, um, by not putting him in a starting lineup. But I only have so many points. Only have so many positions to put 4 running backs who are all starters. But I did miss an opportunity here. Garrett Wilson, there was a lot of rumors and talk coming out of the New York Jets locker room that Zach Wilson didn't want to play because he was benched and he didn't want to be a starter again and all that jazz. But he actually did play, and Garrett Wilson dropped 20 points. So that was a missed opportunity there. Literally, Nico Collins flipped to Garrett Wilson. You know, could have made a difference in here if this was a closer game. But I was fortunate. T. Higgins didn't have a good game. Um, and I don't know, like his team played well. 10 points by the tight end, 12 by the flex, 23 for Saquon, 19, 17. It's just my guys had a little bit bigger games when it mattered the most. Evan Ingram with 32.5. That is enormous. And I figured that they would get him involved early. James Cook with 25. Zay Flowers with 20. So those really picked up the slack that Jared Goff left and didn't make sure that these players on the bench didn't cost me. But moving forward, we'll see how what I decide to do. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do as far as this roster goes. Um, Tomorrow, we have to check out that video. But Garrett Wilson may have earned himself a spot back in the starting lineup if Zach Wilson continues to play the way he has. And if I run it back this position, we have so much depth. We'll have to see if anybody's on a bye week, so I can just easy plug and play. But all right, but number one seed, we'll take it. Moving on from that one, you sure about this? Yeah, with a win, 157 to 114. Maybe yeah, we saw yeah, 157 to 114. Let's see where we land. Second place, okay, is the final standings, and we clinched the playoffs, finishing at 11-3. Beautiful. So that's a one in the column right there. So far, two for two. One number one seed, and then another one clinching the playoffs, which is fantastic. Right. So who do we have here? We got Lamar Jackson with a huge game against the Rams, and as we talked about last week, we knew it was going to be a good game. I mean, it was tough. I was even considering. I wasn't even sure who would have the bigger game, Lamar or Matthew, but I think my final answer was Lamar Jackson, because I know Matthew Stafford is going to be hungry. I was actually, I think I said I wouldn't be shocked if Matthew Stafford has a bigger game because the Rams are sitting at 6-6 and they're hungry. But I had to give the nod to Lamar because Jacksonville almost took them as the number one seed in the AFC if they would have won. So this is a motivational game, for Lamar to lead his team, and that's exactly what he did, dropping 31 points at the quarterback position and a victory, outpacing his projection by 10 points, which is phenomenal. Raheem Mostert held it down. This was a high scoring game. We mentioned this. We circled this game. This was going to be close. You know, Jordan Love, they probably thought that he had a big game against the Giants defense. He did not, under 10. That helped me. That 10-point difference was huge. Um, Raheem Mostert with 20. James Cook, 25. Cooper Kupp with 25. CeeDee Lamb with 19. Jake Ferguson with 12. And Chuba Hubbard, bro, because staying consistent with 11.6 on the Carolina Panthers. So overall, a great pickup, for my team. I even thought about, I was like, who should I put, Chuba Hubbard or Jaden Reed? Remember, this was an opportunity. I did think that Jaden Reed would have this big of a game. He does. So listen, if this game was a little closer, I'd probably be no, I wouldn't say slamming my desk, but probably knocking myself. Probably just a little bit sad that that I didn't have him in, but nonetheless, everybody performed admirably. So very thankful there. Texans didn't have as big of a game as I thought, with just 5 points, against the Jets defense. But yeah, Zach Wilson was just lighting them up, and that's just what happens with the plug and play. And believe it or not, the Cowboys defense at home had a bigger game against Philly than the Texans had against the Jets. Who would have thought that was coming? So that's why I keep the Cowboys defense on deck, because as this team continues to win, as they get more motivated, this defense is going to play up to all levels of competition. So expect me to plug them back in as a starting defense next week. And if I want to take a peek, I can and see who they're playing next week. Ooh, they got the Buffalo Bills. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah, they got a tough schedule ahead. So we'll see who's available on waivers, and then how I'm feeling, and I'll make my final decision. But yeah, he did a good job benching DeAndre Swift. He's been trending down, unfortunately, 3.9. Putting in Raheem, putting in Chuba Hubbard was the right move, and James Cook. So I didn't lose points there. But yeah, probably the only missed opportunity was probably Jaden Reed. But it's good to know I have another running back that's available, and that could give me 10 points a week, even though he's on one of the worst teams in the NFL. So that's comforting from my end. And then Justin Jefferson did come in. He was a little banged up, kept him on the bench. Didn't expect him to have a breakout game first game back. So made all the right picks here in this league. So if you were paying attention and you were following along, you know, with my video last week, then hopefully you had the same success as I did. But yeah, super excited. And then how my team performed in Clinched Playoffs, which is also very exciting as well. Moving on to the Avengers. Another victory, 3 for 3 so far. Let's go. Or I'll just call it 3-0. Let's go 3-0. You're undefeated so far. 3-0. How do we fall? Let's go. Number one. View full standings. Did we clinch? Did we clinch the number one seed? Outstanding. The Avengers. So that's two teams so far with the number one seed. All three teams, I think, with 11 wins, if I'm not mistaken, which is enormous. 11-2. Let's see how they did it, or how we did it, or how I did it. If you want me to take all the credit. um, all right, another big game here. This is another high-scoring game, 154 to 138. I mean, this number right here is going to beat a lot of teams, just not yours truly. Brock Purdy projected to do 19 fantasy football points. He actually put up 21. Bijan Robinson, when I was a little bit nervous with him as well, come off of last week's game, he kept his spot with 19 points. Thank you so much. Travis Etienne with 17. Chris Olave, solid game with 12. And my boy Debo, it's like he's getting stronger each week with another 34-point game. I mean, he is on a tear right now, bro. Back-to-back weeks over 30 points for Debo Samuel. That is amazing. So glad he's on my team because that's a matchup nightmare. Even with Devontae Smith only dropping 10, that's a huge, like 20-point deficit. You can see right on the 20-point deficit here. He makes a difference. Jake Ferguson, solid 12-point game. That's huge for a tight end. Anything over 10 is outstanding for a tight end. Um, David Montgomery, a little bit lower than what I would have liked, but still over 10 points, which I'm content with. But yeah, look, definitely some points on the board as you saw in the last team, right? James Cook on the bench, right? 25, right? Could have definitely helped me even more here if this was a closer game, but that would have put me up to what 160, close to 170. And then Brandon Ayuk dropped 16. So you know me, I didn't want to put all the San Francisco players on one team, right? I feel like there's a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy. But if I did that, Brock Purdy would have shown me, yo, I can get the ball to all my players, and would have had another 4 to 5 points there too. So Brock is doing his thing, man. He's my front runner for MVP right now. Really like the way he's playing. Tua 9.1, great job putting him on the bench. Zay Flowers also with 20. You saw he put up 20 points for my team, who wasn't as deep in receiver. So yeah, I couldn't have gone wrong with Brandon Ayuk or Zay Flowers. But Chris Olave, like I said, he's been doing pretty solid. 16, 21 bye week, 18, 16. It wasn't really a reason for me to bench him. And he just put up, a few points less, but it's still well over 10 points. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's against Carolina, so that like that matchup against the Panthers. Probably just didn't get the ball as much as we would have hoped from a fantasy football perspective. But 4 receptions, 20 yards. He did have a receiving touchdown, which is good. But we'll keep an eye on that moving forward. And then who are they playing next week, just so I can have an idea for tomorrow? They're playing the Giants. So once again, another matchup that I like against a struggling defense right now, even though they were able to get the Monday Night Football victory against the Packers. So we'll see. Brandon Ayuk, who they playing? They got Arizona. Oof. I mean, he might actually get in the game. Zay Flowers, who they're playing? They got Jacksonville. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. I mean, like I said, these are good problems to have. When I have a team that's this stack, where my backups could be starters, my starters, you know what I mean? That's a good problem to have. So each week, especially going into the playoffs, my video tomorrow might have to be a little bit longer because if I'm gonna do it live with you guys, which I probably won't, I like to get my picks done during the day, make my adjustments during the day, and if there's any last minute changes, I'll make them live with you guys because I just want to make sure I secure as much of the bag as possible. But I will definitely walk you through like I did, last week and show you the changes that I did make So hopefully that'll help you to kind of get an idea and a different perspective of how you can approach this upcoming weekend and the playoffs within the fantasy football. So Eagles defense, so they lost. They put up 9. Packers defense put up 3. Yeah, so this is probably one of the first weeks that plug and play didn't really pan out the way we hoped, but thankfully did not impede or impact um, the overall bottom line negatively. So I'll still take the final result as long as that actual result is a victory. Moving on to game of football here. One of my favorite leagues. I mean, we only got one loss. I mean, come on. Like, who do we even lose to? For crying out loud. But let's check it out and see how we did. I mean, yeah, number one seed again, another 11-win team. That's 3 number one seeds. And so far, the first 4 teams undefeated, bro. 4-0. All right, so that's fantastic, man. So I hope you guys are enjoying this video, man. This content's crazy. Um, View full standings. Yeah, Clinched the 1 seed, another team with the first round bye, which is gonna help us out so much. Yeah, I can't wait to see what that looks like tomorrow. I was like, I don't even have to make a pick, you know? That'll be so cool. We'll see how they make that work for us. But super excited there, and let's see how we did it. Game of football, which just looks like an obliteration. Patrick Mahomes only dropping 13. That's why he got benched. You know what I'm talking about? Uh, yeah, Isaiah Pacheco. Whoa, I wonder if that ejection caused him to be suspended for the next game. I believe that's how the rule book works. If you get suspended in one game, you are, you know, or if you get ejected for one game, you get suspended. But yeah, nonetheless, he put up 0 points, so he probably wasn't paying attention there, or just thought he'll be back. DeAndre Swift underperformed. Hopkins, whoa. I think I put in DeAndre Hopkins as a starter in one of my leagues. I'm not sure, but 25 points, that's huge against Miami. Um, Michael Thomas, yeah, you probably weren't paying attention. This is easy dub. I'll take it. Let's see how my team performed. Christian McCaffrey, 16 points. Brock Purdy, 21. Outstanding. Joe Mixon with a 20 piece. Thank you, sir. 12 for Olave, consistent. Debo again. There, my mama, there goes that man. 34 points. And whoa, Sam Laporta, 4.7. Bro, what happened? Against Chicago? Come on. The Bears cannot be doing this to you, bro. Coming off of 2 strong weeks, 17, 29, was projected to do 12, and you put up 4? Did I have a backup tight end? I did not, and that was my Achilles heel. Always have a backup plan. I did not, and I paid the price. Same thing with the quarterback position. I had Jared Goff as my only starting quarterback available, and I had Sam Howell on a bye week. I did not pick up another quarterback to compare apples to apples, and I paid the price for it. But like I said, thankfully it didn't cost me the game. We still won. Thankfully, this didn't cost me the game. We still won. But in close leagues, especially against the playoffs, it could a quarterback one wrong move could be the deciding factor in the final score. So make sure you definitely take your time. Don't rush through this, guys. Like, look at this from as many layers as possible. Like I mentioned in last week's video, and I mentioned it again. Take a look at the player, who he is. Jordan Addison, okay, he's a rookie. Who are they playing against? Las Vegas Raiders, okay. What's the defense ranked against? Ranked in the league. Um, you know, where are the teams standing right now? Who is their quarterback? Week over week, are they playing? Are they winning games? Are they losing games? All that plays a factor into the individual player's performance, because you got to think about motivation. You got to think team aspiration. You got to think who's throwing him the football. Is it a good quarterback? Can the quarterback actually get him the ball? Can he get him the ball consistently? And that's how you make these decisions. So that's what I use as my analytical eye, and my almost like investigating, you know, the breakdown and reports week over week to make an informed, educated decision before I make my picks and my roster changes. But Ricard White, nonetheless, picking up the slack. Fuller Porter dropping a 21 piece against Atlanta. Huge game there. Texans, we put up their 5, unfortunately, but hey, we got the dub. Justin Tucker, good job putting him back in the starting lineup with 12 points, which was huge. And looks like there was no missed opportunities on the bench except for the Cowboys defense could have put up more points for us. And that's it, really. Yeah, good job benching Tua Tagovailoa. Yep, and Calvin Ridley. So we made the right decision there. Fantastic. Moving on to if you know, you know. Awake. All right, how do we finish here in this league? Number one again, y'all. Come on, show me some love, yo. Drop a like, drop a follow. If you're on my YouTube page right now, so hit that subscribe button, bro. At is Moolah underscore TV. We in a building, bro. I'm giving y'all some quality stuff. You heard me. That's four teams uh who have clinched the number one seed, and with these five teams total so far, 5-0. So no team has lost so far, which is phenomenal. Man, let's see how we did it, man. All right, let's take a look here. Let's dive in. All righty, so 124 to 109, not a bad game. Wasn't paying attention. Joe Burrow's not playing, my guy. I'll take the easy dub, especially with Jared Goff struggling. I needed that, and I honestly did not think Trevor Lawrence was gonna be back, guys. If you saw that game last week, he was limping off the field. He got up, then fell back down on his feet. So I don't know what happened if they gave him an injection or taped him up heavily. But bro, 17 points on my bench compared to a six, that is huge, and it could have definitely cost me the game. So super upset about that. But at the end of the day, it happens. We're having fun out here, and even when you're having fun, some mistakes can happen. So yeah, this is the league I put DeAndre Hopkins in. So thank God I did that. Hopkins, 25 points, picking up the slack. Debo said, "Yo, is Moolah? I got your back. Another 30 piece. ETN with 17 and McCaffrey with 16. So my skill position here, my backcourt, went crazy for me. So huge kudos to those guys. Jared Goff, first class ticket to the bench, bro. He probably won't see the field for a long time. Definitely want to see it in the postseason. Um, I mean, you can't beat the Bears. Excuse me. The Bears, bro. You put up 6 points against the Bears? Nah, dude. That's embarrassing. And Josh Jacobs, this one was on me. He has not been that consistent. Um, over the past couple weeks, kind of up and down, right? He'll give you 16, 21, he'll give you six. He'll give you a big game, then a small game. So coming off a bye week, I was thinking that he was going to trend back to the, 20 piece Josh Jacobs, just like James Cook did. But, James Cook did his job, Josh Jacobs did not. So I think with where the Raiders are standing right now, last place in the AFC West, probably not a lot of motivation over there. But James Cook's still pretty motivated with the Bills, and he showed that sitting second place in the AFC East. So yeah, probably starting tomorrow, you'll see that in that video where we actually make our picks for the week. James Cook will be going back into that starting lineup. Raheem Mostert, I put Raheem Mostert on the bench too. Oh right, because I put an ETN. Yo, this is gonna be tough. Ooh, we're gonna have to see the matchup. They both put up 20 points on my bench. Dang. And Zay Flowers put up 20, but my receivers did their thing. So there's a lot of options here, and this is the thing. Um, when you draft really good teams, sometimes it isn't even about like, oh, I don't have the players. It's about like putting in the right players. You know, at the same time they're gonna have a big week, and that's kind of been, I wouldn't say my Achilles heel, because as you see, I mean, dude, I only lost 2 games, but it is a challenge and it can be tricky. Just trying to predict, okay, who is going to have a big game this week. And that's why I say take your time and look at it from multiple layers. Because like Jake Ferguson did better than Laporta, right? Raheem Mostert, I've got like four guys that I could have put at this flex position, technically, right? Um, well, I would say three. Yeah, I mean, technically Jalen Warren did better than him too by a point, but I got James Cook, Raheem Mostert, and Zay Flowers who outperformed Josh Jacobs, who I could have put at that position. So it's a matter of really like looking at the matchup, taking your time. Uh, Look, where is the team standings at? Do they have a shot to make the playoffs? Are they playing with motivation? How many points they putting up week over week? And then go ahead and make your picks. But yeah, I would say tomorrow you can pretty much count on Trevor Lawrence being a starter, and then honestly, the biggest question mark would be who's going to rock this flex for me, for real, for real. But I think Jake Ferguson gets back in here in that tight end position because the Cowboys they have a tough schedule coming up, And I think Dak Prescott's going to be playing his best football here as of late to secure that number one seed in the NFC East. But it's going to be exciting to see how that shakes down. But yeah, congrats. Very well done. I'm almost feel like I'm doing this video like a third person as if it's not me making these picks, but as if I'm looking at somebody else's portfolio. But yeah, this is all me, guys. And I'm sharing it with you. So moving on to the next league that I have here. You ain't no cowboy. And yes, I did have fun with these names. These are all like handpicked. I took made sure I had a different logo for each team and had a different name that kind of, just made it seem fun and creative. At the end of the day, we're all big kids. So just have fun with the guys. Whoa, close game. Oh, yeah, this one came down to my kicker. Bro, yes, this one came down to my kicker, Monday Night Football. Oh my gosh. Super glad we got the win here. Let's see where that put us. 10-3. I think it showed us first. We clinched the number one seed. Yo, I try to tell you. 5 teams clinched the number one seed, 6-0 in this video. Let's go. Bro, I remember this, man. Oh my gosh. I was literally like, yo, it's going to come down to kicker. Like I said, guys, the same way I plug and play for defense is the same way I plug and play for kickers. And I think I had a pretty good kicker. I think I had like Matt Gay or something like that from Indianapolis, if I'm not mistaken. But Miami versus Tennessee, it's a conference matchup, Monday night primetime game. Jason Sanders, I was like, hey, listen, I know this is going to come down to who's got the better kicker, and it did, and it made the difference in that. Look at that. If I would have had a kicker that performed with 5 points, I lose. So picking up the slack from my defense, I call this right here running back through receiver. That's my backcourt, and I got my like down here tight end through kicker, tight end special teams kicker. That's my front court. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so Jordan Love, I benched Jordan. Well, actually, I started Jordan Love and I benched Patrick Mahomes. So this was actually, I think, the first time where I benched Patrick Mahomes and the starter actually underperformed. So kudos Patrick Mahomes saying, "Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna have a receiver to throw the football to, but I can still perform better than Jordan Love, this week." Which, I'm a little shocked, to be honest, that Jordan Love didn't have success. Maybe I fell for the hype, but look at this: 20, 26, 23. You couldn't pay me this. If you would have asked me to bet money that he's gonna, I would have placed that bet. You know what I'm saying, against my own, and I'm a Giants fan, so that's saying something. But yeah, I guess you don't bet against your own team, and that's why I don't gamble. But yeah, Jordan Love with 8 points, Josh Jacobs with 7. Ugh, I did the right thing not putting Isaiah Pacheco. He's pretty much suspended. But Devon A. Chain did his thing with 12 points, so thank you there. Tyreek Hill did 10. Not the sweetest game. I mean, both these guys are capable of doing much more, but like I said, 15 to 19, superb. Um, Over 10, I'm content with. Okay, so they got me. They allowed me to stay content, but that's why this game was so close because these guys didn't have the biggest game, and this Josh Jacobs fella, I mean, my goodness, 0-3, what a game. Jake Ferguson helping out as well. Brandon Ayuk stepped up with 16.6, so thank you, Brandon Ayuk. Cortland Sutton with 15, fantastic, and then my boy Jay Sanders, bro, with an 8-0. Any other points on the bench that I missed? Let's see, Puka Nakua with 14. So yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna have to live with that, with all the games that Tyreek Hill has helped me win this season, with his phenomenal, point spread here. If he has a game where he puts up 10, I'm gonna have to take that on the chin and live with that. I'm not gonna bench Tyreek Hill and put in Puka Nakua. That's not happening. And at the end of the day, Cortland Sutton still had a better game. So I didn't really lose anything. And Brandon Ayuk did his thing as well. And honestly, Puka Nakua I thought had a rib injury. So I don't know what kind of facilities or doctors that these NFL teams have, but bro, you can get injured on Sunday and play next Sunday. You can have a broken bone, a sprained ankle, or whatever. It don't matter, brother. They put a product on the field. So I hope these guys are doing well, like mentally and physically, honestly, for their own well being. At the end of the day. But hey, he's out there, he's available. If he's still available next week, he's definitely going to be a consideration to make my strong lineup because Puka Nakua has had himself a season. as well. You know, a couple under 10 point performances, but it hasn't really hurt me that much. As you can see, 10-3, only lost three, and still sitting at the number one seed. So he's helped me win more games than not. Um, but if these guys are healthy, you know, I definitely will consider putting them in. Jerome Ford with 13. So yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to put him in over Josh Jacobs. Who would have thought, right? But that might have to be what the reality is. Justin Herbert, 1 point. Whew, that was the difference, man. Jay Herbo, 1.8. He's out for the season. Mike Evans, 1.8. Who would have thought? And Sam Laporta with 4.7. So that's what kept me in this game right here, bro. One, two, three. Thank you, Jesus. One, two, three. 3 point game. I'll take it. Moving on. Roast him. No pun intended. I mean, you can tell with the fork and stick a fork in him. He's done. Another victory. Let's go, bro. We get the number one seed, yo. Hey, yo, this is crazy. Another six number one seeds in the first six. 7-0 in a video. Wow, bro. That is insane. All right, going to see how we did it. Let's go, man. Let's keep this train going. All right, roast them. Take care of business. Goodell, yeah, we want to talk about the rest of that. They also had Justin Herbert. Oh man, 1 point over Ramondre Stevenson, 0 points to Mike Evans. Oh brother, sorry. Yeah, team got team got torched. Brock Purdy doing his thing. Brees Hall 26.6. Thank you, sir. I salute you. A Chain with 12 doing his thing. Oh man, Jared Goff can't get nobody the ball. Amon-Ra St. Brown with 5 points. No, say it ain't so. What? This guy hasn't had. He's only had 2 games under 15 the whole season. 19-14, 19-6 bye, 30-23 bye, then five against Chicago. I mean, I guess you can credit the Chicago Bears defense, but bro, Brandon Cooks technically outperformed him by point 0.6. And Brandon Cooks even was under 10. So I should have put in Romeo Dobbs and Jaden Reed over Amon-Ra St. Brown and Brandon Cooks. Are you serious? So glad I did not lose this game. Wow. All right, did the right thing. Benching Patrick Mahomes. Okay, Brock Purdy is playing like lights out. Man, oh man, Brandon Cooks with 10. I put Jerome Ford in. Smart decision. But yeah, dude, I should have put in. Yeah, bro. Jaden Reed should have been in my starting lineup above Brandon Cooks. And this is kind of the game, right? This was the game where we were gonna take a peek and say, okay, if Jaden Reed, we know he's gonna have a big game against the Giants, which he did. Um, and then I think next week if they're playing Carolina, they're playing Tampa. So I was like, okay, let's see if he could put it back to back weeks to show consistency, and then I'll put him in against Carolina. But we'll see, man. With Brandon Cooks leaving the door open, Amara St. Brown and the Detroit Lions trending down, he may be in that starting lineup a lot sooner than we think. So just keep your eyes pinned there. And this was the league, okay? Because remember, I was like, yo, should I keep it Matt Gay? He's going to be against Cincinnati. Justin Tucker, I was like, yeah, he's so reliable. I made the switch last minute live on camera with you guys, and I'm so glad I did. He dropped 12 points, and Matt Gay -1. So just imagine if this guy had a better game or gal had a better game, and I'm -12 here. That's like 111. Could be like 100 points, you know. So yeah, so definitely thankful that I made that decision, and then I'll probably be getting rid of Matt Gay completely from my team with a performance like that, and keep Justin Tucker moving forward, and seeing who else I can pick up on waivers just to boost my team, just in case any hiccups happen in the postseason. But yeah, David and Joku with 27. I could have put in two tight ends at I could have put a tight end at the flex, bro. See, now I'm getting mad. Okay, so now I'm glad I got this week, this bye week, hopefully coming up, so I can take a look and evaluate my teams and see who's really gonna put up numbers for me and who I can rely on to win me the trophy, baby. We coming for the championship. We ain't just out here to clinch. We ain't just out here to make an appearance. We out here to win it all. So keep rocking with me, keep locked in, stay tuned in, and we'll see how this season will end. Alrighty, moving on. King of the Jungle with a victory. Let's go, another victory. I don't know if we got the number one seed though. We're sitting at 9-4. It shows second place, but you know I gotta take you to the place that they call home. 9-4. All right, so we clinched there. All right, so the streak ends at what, 5? Well, no, 6. Yeah, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, 6. Yeah, the streak ends at 5 straight teams clinching the number one seed. But hey, another team clinched the playoffs. So hey, I'll take that and a loss. So we got 6 teams that have clinched the number one team. There's no one seed. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 8 teams altogether was clinched. So I would say 6-1 seeds and 2 clinched the playoffs. All right, so 9-4. Let's see how we did it here. All right, I mean, I wouldn't say a close game, but close enough to make sure. I'm glad I paid attention to it. Jordan Love, yeah, underperformed with 8 points. Who was my backup? Whoa, ho, ho, ho. All right. Well, I'm glad I didn't put in Justin Herbert because that would have been disastrous. But I'm definitely gonna need another quarterback. So hopefully we have some available in this league. So I'm gonna have to star this King of the Jungle to make sure that I have another option at quarterback because I don't want to be just working with one QB, especially him coming off a loss. Chuba Hubbard, thank you, sir. Picked him up off waivers. And I put him as my RB2. He did his thing with 11 points. Chris McCaffrey with 16. Debo doing what he does. Thank you, sir. 34. Zay with 20. Evan Ingram with 32. Jerome Ford with 13. Yeah, that's a good showing. And no missed opportunities on my bench. So let's give a hand. Let's give a hand there. The only one I can kind of technically say is my bench, but that's interchangeable. And it's only about like 5 points. So I'll take that. So well done. Jake Moody didn't have the biggest game that I thought, but hey, San Francisco 49ers probably not kicking a lot of field goals, so I'll just keep that in mind moving forward. If I got a team that scores more touchdowns than they kick field goals, then I probably want to get a kicker that kicks a lot of them. All right, moving on. This field is my Palace. Who did he have, though? Just to take a quick peek. Josh, Tony, Alex. All right, not a bad game. We just had a better one. All right, King of the Jungle. This field is my Palace with another victory. Yo, 8-0, bro. 8-0. Let's go. 8-0 so far, guys. 8-0. Just so you're aware. 8-0. And another number one seed. 7 number one seeds so far in this 24 total, 22 focused, 2 bonus leagues. Okay? I don't know how else to say it. 22 focused, 2 bonus league, fantasy football experience. Okay? Let's see how we did it. This is incredible. So happy. Alrighty, this field is my Palace. Okay, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, what I'm saying. If it's a Palace, you gotta have Patrick Mahomes as the captain of the ship. You know what I'm saying? All right, 13 points. He did enough. I don't think yeah. Oh wow. So I actually benched CJ Stroud, and I made the right call. Cause remember, okay, so this was the league that I was sharing with you guys. I said, you know what? I'm gonna put Patrick Mahomes in against Buffalo because I think the New York Jets defense, this is going to be the first time that we see the rookie rattled. I think that New York Jets defense is going to be able to get to him quite a bit, and he actually is going to have a tough time. So I'm going to put in Patrick Mahomes against the Buffalo Bills, and it's probably going to be a shootout. And that's kind of what it was. It wasn't as high scoring as we probably would have hoped as fans. It's final score 2017. But hey, 13 points is a lot better than 3.6. So I'll take that any day of the week. because that the difference they're gonna drop me down to 89 if he would have had a better performing team. Let's say Justin Herbert was healthy, I could have taken an L. So glad I made that pick. Like I said, it's one player, man, can make the difference. And he actually put in Justin Herbert and bench Dak Prescott. So if he puts in Dak, it's an opportunity. He puts in Dak and Derrick Henry, I may be losing the game. So he took that risk that I took a few weeks back, benching Derrick Henry because he was underperforming and put in Jalen Warren. He stuck with those two picks and, you know, benched the players who were trending up and paid the price for it. So I'll take it. But yeah, I really hope that CJ Stroud is it gets well, man. Because dude, seeing him get sacked like that and smack his head against the turf was not a pretty picture, bro. And it's buzzing right now in Houston, man, and they're doing so well. So I really hope he can get back on his feet for real, for real. So prayers his sending his way for sure. A Chain with 12, James Cook with 25, Tyreek Hill with 10, Mike Evans. Honestly, I hate to see that for Mike. Um, I didn't really have much of a backup option for him. So it's not like I really had a solution on my bench, but Mike Evans is also another player who all season has been nothing but reliable. I think only two other games he had under 10. Yeah, only two other games, week 4 and week 6, he had under 10. Everything else was well over 10 points, 29, 25. So it happens, bro. And that was a battle. This game was a battle. They fought hard. But what was his stats, dude? Like honestly, one catch for 8 yards? That's on Baker Mayfield. But also credit the Atlanta Falcons defense because just as I saw it last week that Baker Mayfield's going to try and force him the ball, whatever. They probably just bracketed him with Bates and had a safety over top. Yeah, because he was targeted 6 times, but was only able to snag one of them. So that's fine. We got the victory. That's all I care about, and I'm really thankful. Like I said again, with this securing that number 1 seed, I believe it comes with a first week bye, so it's gonna really help me, evaluate my players and make the right picks moving forward. Moving on, star studded. Ooh, we had Justin Herbert, but we still won and dropped 140. Whoa, that's why I star studded for a reason. And we finished with the number 2 seed. Okay. Yeah, I think we took a tough loss last week. I might have shared that in a video. Uh, well, maybe not. It says win streak 7, so I don't know. Just lost one more game than Avatar. Stole my name, cheater. Copycat. But let's see. Yeah, number 2 seed. So clinched the playoffs. Still undefeated though in the video. Alrighty. So 9-0 in this video, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, bruh. I'm here. It's Moolah TV. We in the building, y'all. We making the picks. We doing the right things. We really are on top of it. All right, so let's see what happened. How did it shake down? Josh Allen had the game that we all thought Patrick Mahomes would have, understandably so. And that's where Jamar Gibbs was hiding. On this guy's team. I was like, where's Jamar? I haven't seen Jamar Gibbs on anybody's roster. That's where he's hiding. But thankfully we had Christian McCaffrey, 16 points. Thankfully we had James Cook, 25 points. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't know what happened, but Keenan Allen at least was able to give me 12. We had Evan Ingram and Debo Samuel putting up 30 points each. Outstanding. Picked up the slack from Herbert and Brown and the defense too. So we had Hopkins on the bench with 25. So yeah, I was actually thinking about pulling Keenan Allen. Remember, because I was like, is Justin Herbert even going to be able to get him the football? I don't even know who threw him the football to get him 12 points, but at the end of the day, it was no harm, no foul. We had Njoku with 27. Oh my gosh! So like, could you imagine on camera? I put in like I bench Amara St. Brown, put in Debo, put in Njoku at the flex, just put in DeAndre Hopkins, Debo Samuel as my starters, with Evan Ingram and Njoku as my flex and tight end. I mean, you guys would have been like, who is this guy and what does he know? And then we score like, what, 200 points? 180, which has happened before. I think the highest scoring game I had was by Star Studded that put up like 189 or yeah, close to like 200 points. I have to take a look at the stats, but yeah, dude, um, it can get like that sometimes. But yeah, David and Njoku, I wouldn't say I missed opportunities because Evan Ingram still performed better than him. But yeah, I would say DeAndre Hopkins and yeah, DeAndre Hopkins and Debo are looking like they might have to be my starters moving forward with the way Detroit and the Chargers are playing. And I'm not opposed to putting a tight end at the flex if that means I'm gonna have more of a victory. So we'll see. But yeah, that's the team. That's how they did it. We won. We got the dub, clinched the playoffs, and we're moving on. Marvelous. Another victory. This is 10-0, guys. 10-0. Just don't lose around here. Let's see how we did it. First of all, let's see where we landed. I think we said number 2. Yeah. All right. So clinch the playoffs. Clinch the playoffs. I'll take it. 9. That's 10. 7. Yeah. Clinch the playoffs. That is good enough for me. Okay. How we do it? Marvelously. The matchup was crazy. Yeah. Joe Burrow is not playing. Yep. Josh Jacobs. Yeah. Easy dub. Brock Purdy, yeah, Chris McCaffrey, James Cook, these guys, Keenan Allen. Okay, that's solid. All right, over 10 points here. Laporta didn't do it enough. Rashid Rice, remember I told y'all. Remember I told y'all. Okay, he didn't. He actually performed better than that ETN. I told you that Rashid Rice is the only receiver that Patrick Mahomes had, and he proved it. 18.2. I was like, hey, do I really want to put Travis Etienne on the bench? You know, yeah, Cook and McCaffrey did their thing. Etienne, he did 17, but he still didn't perform higher than Rasheed Rice. Ain't that crazy? So good job on me. I pat myself on the back for that one. Um, Rolling the dice and it paid off. It paid off. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Calvin really, bench. Jared Goff, great job benching him. And we are moving on to the next team. Danger Zone. I'm gonna take you right into the danger zone. Victory. Oh my gosh, is that 11 wins in a row? I think I'm losing count, guys. Are you counting? Are you counting on Twitch? I can't keep count right now. Are you guys keeping count? Because I lost count. I think is that 11 wins in a row? Are you guys keeping count on YouTube? Because I can't keep count right now. I have lost count. I have officially lost count. I believe this is 11 straight wins in a row. And did we clinch? Yes, sir. Alrighty. Bam. Bam. Let me see. We're at danger zone. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is 12 wins. Okay, I knew I lost count. So it's 12 wins. So we have so far 7 teams who have clinched the number 1 seed and 5 teams in the playoffs. But altogether, 12 teams in the playoffs. But I'm talking about teams who have just clinched the playoffs, but not the number 1 seed. There's just been number 2. Nothing wrong with being number 2. Nothing wrong with that uh, at all. Let's see how we did it. Brock Purdy, yes, sir, 21. Derrick Henry, a new face, 18. 18, back from injury, 21. Debo, thank you, sir, starting lineup, 34. And Adam Thielen, this was a big risk, guys. Well, I don't want to say a big risk, but it was one of those like I had to stick to my guns, right? I was like Josh Downs, Indy, no. Didn't really have much. George Pickens, he wasn't even playing with a smile on his face last week. I stuck with the veteran, and he did not disappoint. 12 points, thank you, sir. Gerald Everett, 8.9. Did I even have a backup option? Trey McBride was on a bye week, so 8 points. I'm fine with that. Isaiah Pacheco, that's on me, baby. Whoa, Brandon Aubrey, the kicker with 23 points. I don't think I've seen that this year. Say what now? He had a kick from 40 plus yards that he went perfect. 1 for 1 from 40. 3 for 3 from 50. And 4 for 4 on the day. 3 for 3 from extra points. Oh my gosh, he didn't miss. He made 3 field goals from 50 plus. Yo. And I benched Justin Tucker. Yo. I said it. I was like, yeah, yo, Philly versus Dallas. That's gonna be a big kick game. That's a big kids game, bro. 23 points for Brandon Aubrey. Get out of town. That is incredible. Picking up the slack from the flex guy. who was ejected. I must have thought, yeah, he was projected to do 8 points. I mean, wow, maybe I just missed it. Dang, that could have cost me, bro. I gotta pay better. I gotta pay close attention. I might have to do a last minute check, like Sunday morning or something. Yeah, they see this is where you gotta draw the line with fantasy football, bro. They're trying to make you make picks and trades before church, man. I can't be I can't be making picks before church, man. I'm on the West Coast, man. Can't be doing that. That's wild. Maybe they had something they said that he wasn't gonna be active on Saturday. Maybe I have to check like Saturday night to see a last minute, run through. But yeah, bro. Brandon Aubrey, 23 points, bro. Buy the man a beer. Like I salute you, bro. That's huge. Cheers, man. For real. Yeah, that's incredible. I don't know what to say. Thank you, bro. We out. Moving on. You shocked? What we do? Oh, our first loss. Bam, 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 bam. So 12-1. That's fine. I mean, 12-1. We still having fun. All right, let's see what happened here. Okay. Whoa, what a close game. All right, we still good though. We still clinched. We still good. Cause we was in the one seed. Yeah, this was a yeah. Dang it. This was the nail biter league. Yeah, we were all had the same record, like 8-5, or I think we are all like 7-5 coming into the week. Yeah, that's crazy. Dang. Well, still clinched. I'll take it. Just didn't get the number one seed. That's a bummer, but no problem, no problem, no problem. All right, 12-1, still having fun. So let's see what went wrong here. What did we miss? Okay, this is good learning tool. All right, so we did the right thing. Benching Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy with 20, Chris McCaffrey 16, 25, DK Metcalf 13, Cortland with 15, Laporta, Raheem with 23. The Packers defense, Harrison Bucker. Did he miss a field goal? No, he was perfect. Just didn't kick one from 50, so I can't blame him for that. He did his job. Cowboys D, I guess. Yeah, Cowboys defense. Wow, who would have thought the Cowboys defense would put up 10 points against Philadelphia? Oh, Devin Singletary. There was no place for him. There was no open slot. My running back, RB1, RB2, and flex outperformed him. So he didn't get the nod. I didn't have a backup option for my receivers. They did their job. It was just tight end defense. Bro. Wow. The Vikings defense put up 17 points. He had Justin Jefferson in, but Evan Ingram with 32. Wow. So that negates a lot. Puka Nacua with 14. So this probably was pretty much broke even at receiver. We outperformed him at RB2. He outperformed us a little at RB1. We outperformed him at QB1. We outperformed him at the flex. He destroyed us at the tight end. He outperformed us on defense and the kicker. Yeah, came down to the kicker. It was just it was a mixture of things like tight end for sure, kicker and defense. Yeah, 3 and 5. They're not gonna cut it. Yeah, dude. So if I would have put in the literally Cowboys defense, who would have thought? The Packers would only put up 3 points against the Giants defense, man. It is what it is. We still clinch. I'll take the win. Moving on. One loss is fine. I can take that on the chin. I'm not a sore loser. Learning curve. No fly zone. Another loss. Okay, so it looks like the losing streak is making its way. 12-2 now. 12-2. Did we still make it to the playoffs? Come on, don't let it cost me now. Woohoo! All right, we dropped a little bit here to 8-5, but we still clinched. All right, yeah, top two teams looking pretty scary. 11-2, 8-5, but we clinched. I'll take it. Alrighty, so that should be 7, 7, 7, 14. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so it looks like the 7 teams clinched number one seed. 7 teams clinched the playoffs. So total, we're 12-2 so far, but our 2 losses have not knocked us out the playoffs. So I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. I'll take that. But let's see what happened here, so we can learn from to move forward for next week. Team Spider, yeah, it's number 2 seed. Dang, he beat me even with CJ Stroud going out. That's crazy. How? What the heck? So we win this matchup. Brock Purdy, Saquon Barkley, Bijan Robinson. About a 4 point spread there. So he's up by 4. Now he's up by 6 with Kyron Williams and A Chain. Then we close that gap, beat him by 7. So now we're +1. Mike Evans, Nico Collins. We're dead even. Now it comes down to the tight end. Now he's +20. Flex, he is +21. Defense, he's +6, so 27. And then he had the Dallas kicker, and that is +15. Yeah, that's the game. Got it. So came in the second half here. Yeah, from literally from the tight end down, he won every single matchup. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Nothing more we could have done. Yeah. No additional help from the bench. So that's just like we didn't have enough. That's fine. They were just a better team. It's fine. Moving on. No flies. Okay. Column 3. We did it. Oh no, we lost. Oh no, we lost. So 12-3. 12-3. I think that's like our first loss in a while. We still clinched. Yes, sir. Whew, it's close, but we got it. 8 now. All right, so 12-3. 7 teams, number one seed, and 8 teams clinched the playoffs. So I'll take it. Let's see what we can learn from. Always good to learn. Keep on learning. Pretty close game to yeah, I should have started Brock Purdy. Of course. I knew I should have started Brock Purdy in all of my leagues. Garrett Wilson too. Yeah, Jamar Chase and Mike Evans combined for under 10 points. Now that's embarrassing. Yeah. You couldn't get me 10 points against Indianapolis. Bro. Coming off of a 30-point game against Jacksonville. And what a cliff dive this is for 5, bro. Shaking my head. Same thing with Mike. Big game, 29. Cliff dive to 1. Brother, what am I going to do with these guys? Laporta. Big game, 29. Cliff. So I had 3 players in a row, both a point away from a 30 piece. All 3 of these guys almost put up 30 points last week, and all cliff dive to combine for 10, barely 10 points. That is ridiculous. Debo Samuel did the tight end and 2 wide receivers jobs by himself. That's not helping them, man. That's too much on his shoulders. So I should have put in Garrett Wilson over Jamar Chase or Mike Evans. Look at this. And Brock Purdy. I could have put in Chuba Hubbard at my flex and put Debo in. So I would need to put Debo and Garrett as my wide receiver 1 and 2, and Chuba Hubbard at my flex, or Cortland Sutton with 15 points. Unbelievable. Yeah, this one's on me. You run the risk sometimes. Like I say, you roll the dice. Sometimes it works, sometimes it pay off. But yeah, I would not have gone wrong putting in, these guys, and it is what it is. So moving on to get things on. Okay, this is the missus. This is my lady. Oh yeah, she got cheated though, bro. She got cheated, bro. This is not even fair. Let me tell you something, bro. So as you saw, this is my wife's league, bro. Um, she. So I'm not gonna count her numbers on our final count. Don't worry about it. But yeah, bro. She. How do I even explain this? League home. Okay. Second in points forced, bro. Was sitting right here at the number 3 seed, right? Tell me how, as you saw, if you look up last week's video, Mr. Mason had Kyler Murray at his starting quarterback. He didn't even have Lamar bench. Sorry, Lamar bench. He didn't even have Lamar Jackson on his bench. And Lamar Jackson was not available on waivers. You saw that. We checked the players. So what I think is going on, Mr. and Mrs. Mason, yes, I'm calling y'all out. If y'all watching this video, Mr. and Mrs. Mason, number one and number two, made a league, joined the same league, made it public, and are trading between each other week over week to give each other the best players so they can win the game. I'm convinced because there's no way. Where did Lamar Jackson come from? You trade him? You trade him somewhere else? Yeah, I trade him between each other. Yeah, I trade him. Or you took a team, you traded from a team that wasn't even in work, that wasn't even in a contention. So she got robbed. But hey, very, very. I want to give her credit though. I don't want to discredit my wife's effort here. This is her first time ever playing flag fantasy football, and she finished as a number fifth seed, top half, top five, 2 games above 500, and went to war against Mr. and Mrs. Mason. Literally almost lost to Mrs. Mason by like a field goal, and then got robbed by Mr. Mason in my book. But she played well, and even this game against Mr. Mason, um, it was just Lamar Jackson that made the difference, really. But she kind of got a few players that didn't really perform for her. Patrick Mahomes, 13 points, but he can always do better than that. Williams did his thing for her. Jerome did his thing. Devontae Smith, 10 points. Okay. Michael Pittman did his thing. But Laporta, I mean, I think this was the trend this week in a lot of leagues. You can even see it on some of my teams from tight end down, bro. Just want to put up the numbers that they were used to putting up. Laporta, uh, coming off a game where he also, so anybody that scores 29 points, maybe this is like the magic number to say next week they're gonna have a low week because all those guys I just showed you 29, 29, 29, and then a catastrophic cliff dive. Same thing here. Stephon Diggs only put up what 6 points at the flex, coming off of a week of 19. No way. Ravens defense put up 4, and Matt Gay a -1. You know, -1. That ain't right. So yeah, I mean, who would have thought? If I would have told you, yeah, guys, this week on fantasy football, make sure you bench Stephon Diggs and put in Rasheed Rice. You would be like, what? You'd be like, what? So even I would have done that. So yeah, she didn't do that. She stuck to her guns, and came up a little bit short. So, but I mean, I wouldn't have made it. That would make her making this pick right here wouldn't have made the difference in her total score. Probably would have put her at like 10, 104. So she needed a lot more, but very, very proud of her. She did phenomenal. Like I said, she picked all these players. Didn't trade, got them on waivers. Duked it out and performed really well. So super proud and happy that she is my lady. All right, moving on. Get things done. We want to take over here. All right, the victory continues. 13-3. 13-3. Nice victory here by takeover. And let's see where we land. Alrighty, so we got the win, but can we clinch? Yeah, we clinched. Perfect. Um, Four seed, I'll take it. So it's four. All right. So change that to nine. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, actually, yeah, I'm right. Okay. So that's a nine right there. Nine teams who have clinched the playoffs. And let's see how we did it. Take over. On the left side. Jordan Love, okay. Yeah, beat Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins not playing. He had Austin Eckler though. But yeah, Chris McCaffrey, Derrick Henry with 18. Beautiful. Keenan Allen, Cortland Sutton, Sam Laporta. Man, I put a lot of trust in this guy this week. I'm glad I trusted Javante Williams, 18. Texans defense, okay. Jake Elliott, he also had 10. Fantastic. DeAndre Hopkins. So I missed a couple leagues that we did win. My team won, but DeAndre Hopkins on my bench, leaving points on the board. So we'll have to see. And Zay Flowers with 20 points. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Noted. Great win for Takeover. Moving on. We got that number four seed. And we're headed to the playoffs. Terminator with a win. Let's go another win. So 14-3. This is beautiful. Where do we land though? Oh no. Our first non-clinch team. It's been eliminated. Eliminated. No. So you had a bad day. All right, so they're done. We did not make the top four. We missed it by a game. Darn it. Hey, let's celebrate the wins though. 156 to 130. I would take that. We even took down Jake Browning. We took down Austin Eckler, Raheem Mostert. We took down Tyreek Hill and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Michael Pittman Jr., bro, in our last game as a team, our last final game of the regular season with Drake London. Even Drake London was like, "Yo, you're gonna bench me, coach? I'm gonna perform off the bench." And he did his thing, but it just didn't count towards team success. But we still won. Devontae with 12, Chuba with 11, Cook with 25, Purdy with 21, Ingram with 32, Zay with 20, and Rice with 18. Y'all made the right picks, bro. Only missed by one. Who would have thought Devontae Adams? I mean, he had 12, come off a bye week, 12 points. Who would have thought that they lose 0-3? I mean, come on. Drake London against Tampa was a battle for a game. I mean, he played phenomenally. So, but if I were to say, yo, guys, this week in fantasy football, bench Devontae Adams, put in Drake London, you'd be like, who is this guy? Don't listen to him. So, I didn't do that. So, gotta stay credible on my end. But yo, Terminator, you went out like a soldier that you are. Super proud of you guys. Thank you for being a part of Is Mullah's Fantasy Football Extreme All Out 20 plus league team. And we'll see you next year on that one. Moving on. Houston, I'm a problem. Yeah, this one I already know. We got eliminated, but it's fine. But we won though. Look at this. We going out with a bang. Even my teams that got eliminated, bro, won. So I don't know. Like some teams were just late bloomers. We finished the year at 500. Can't be mad. Six overall. Just one game behind. Honestly, here too. Just one game behind. Just fell one game too short, which is a bummer because they were starting to we were starting to get downright scary. But we just started trending up a little bit too late. Dak Prescott 17, Chris McCaffrey 16, A Chain 16, Lamb 19, Ayuk 60, even Mike Kyle Pitts with 14. Let's go. What for a tight end? That's what I'm talking about. Cortland with 15. We even had the Saints defense against Carolina. I told y'all pick up the Saints defense against Carolina. They just weren't available in a lot of my leagues, or maybe I had tunnel vision on the Packers and Texans. Who knows? But I picked them up here. 18 points against Carolina. Any points on the bench we missed? Puka Nakua? No. Receivers, we good. Yeah, they gave it everything they had for 4 quarters and for 14 weeks. So thank you, Houston. I'm a problem. We took that Patrick Mahomes, Christian Kirk, David Njoku. Yes, sir. So that's all she wrote for that league. Snake Eyes, I think we also got eliminated here, but we won, bro. We still winning. I mean, I think I lost count again. That's the only time we win. That 15 is that 16. I don't even know no more, bro. That's crazy. I think we didn't clinch, but we won, right? Yeah, yeah, we got eliminated 7-7. Yeah, my team that lost. Well, sorry, my teams that got eliminated still won and have a winning record. We just fell short in the end. Yeah, it's like about 2 games behind. Honestly, yeah, about 2 games behind because 1 game behind. We're tied. Yeah, so we're technically this is weird. We're tied with the fourth place who clinched. But we weren't up there in points forced. No, we were actually. No, we weren't. Points forced was 1,400. Yeah, we got scored on too much. All right, whatever. But hey, listen, man, we still got the dub. You feel me? We still got the dub. Even with Josh Jacobs and Jared Goff not helping, Cook, Samuel, Pittman, Conklin did they thing. And we didn't have enough on the bench. I mean, Deontay Johnson could have done something for my flex. Oh yeah, I'll put in Justin Jefferson, give it a shot. Why not? I had nothing to lose. Alrighty. Next up, Commodore. It's over. We won tier 2, bro. This is crazy. This is wild. And we clinched. Yo, it's not over yet, bro. 7-6. 10 teams clinched the playoffs. 7 teams clinched the number 1 seed. 17 teams out of 24 total. 22 we're focused on, 2 bonus leagues. 17 clinched the postseason. That is insane. That's insane. Let's see how they did it. Wow. That's exciting. All right, Brock Purdy, Bijan, Derrick Henry, and Deebo Samuel. Mike Evans, let's go. Cole. So glad I picked them up. On waivers, 11.6. Brandon Ayuk, 16. Let's go. Jake Elliott with 10. James Cook, though. All right. So that just tells me Debo and I'm gonna have to ride Debo and I mean even Zay Flowers balled out too, but I might have to give the nod to Debo and Ayuk or um Debo and Zay Flowers since they both playing well. Look at Raheem Mostert with 23 points too. Dang, I had 3 players on my bench that dropped 20 each. That's crazy. Okay. So I'm gonna have some decisions to make tomorrow for the postseason, but nonetheless, we win. And then let's see. Let's play a game. Okay, we lost. That's fine. I mean, at this point, 17. I don't even care no more. 17 teams in the postseason. I could lose the rest of the. The rest of the teams left can lose. It don't even matter to me. 6A. Okay, so this is the first team that's below 500. This is it. Only one team so far below 500 out of 24. This is crazy. All right, let's see what happened. We always want to learn. Never stop learning. All right, Brock Purdy. Yeah, Isaiah Pacheco. That's on me, right? Yeah. Yeah. Looks like I kept him in 2 leagues. Oh, Gabe Davis. Whoa, what happened here? Just didn't play? Just didn't show up? Got targeted twice, just didn't catch it. Whoa. I had 2 players, didn't show up to work? And I had nobody on the bench to help? Oh, boy. So I was better off keeping in Samaji Perine. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Okay, good to know. Noted. Yeah, 2 guys didn't show up to work. I might just not being notified, but okay, it's fine. Humans, this is the bonus league I was telling you about, guys. Where 1042, everything's boosted. It's a custom league that I decided to make last year. It's the second annual high scoring league, where you get a point for every yard rushed, a point for every pass thrown, bonus points if your quarterback throws for over 300 yards, another bonus point if he throws for over 400 yards. You get 6 points for every touchdown. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's a lot of fun. It's me and my boys, and me and my friends who literally coast to coast friends. We coach friends from the East Coast and friends from the West Coast. We're all in this league together, which is a lot of fun. But we won. I mean, another team won, right? I mean, what are we not doing? Uh, we're not losing. I'll tell you that much. It's crazy. Yeah, even in a crazy high scoring league, I mean, dropping 1,000 points. I mean, come on. But just the East Coast was just too stacked, just way too stacked there. So almost every single person in the East Coast clinched. One, two, three, four, five. And then I was probably like, yeah, one game behind. One game behind, bro. It's crazy. Even with the 6-8 record. So okay, so two teams out of 24 had below 500. But yeah, still end up one game behind. So from the playoffs, right on the outs there, which is fine. And still like top 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 five in points force. So it wasn't a matter of my team dropping points, just like all the players on that team dropping the necessary points to win the game. So no big deal there, and we'll still learn even from the win. Oh yeah, guys are banged up. Justin Herbert, 95, 54. We got Brock Kyron. Yeah, you guys all balled out. C. Lamb, AJ Brown with 100. You're like, how do you get 100 points? Well, like I said, you get a yard. You get a point for every yard. 9 for 94. Probably got a bonus point for winning the game too. Who knows? But did the right thing, keeping Jared Goff and Gino on the bench. Kia Mitchell on the bench. Jaden Reed, 79. Still didn't do better than Tyler Lockett. So, and last but not least, can you keep up? We lost. All right, that's fine. Oh, but it was a close game. Oh, we lost by 1.10 points. Are you kidding me? Jordan Addison. Wow, Jordan Addison. Had no other backup for him. Demario Douglas out. No other receiver. Cameron Dicker, of course. The kicker. 1 point in the Packers defense. Dang. Jordan Addison, can you give me 5? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. It's all good, dude. It's all good. And what was the final record? All right. So 16. Okay. So out of 25 leagues, sorry, excuse me, 24. Let me just break this down for you guys. Out of 24 leagues that I am technically a part of, including my wife's league and my bonus league, only 3 teams finish with a record below 500. Okay. So 20 out of 23, no, 20, right? Am I not able to count right now? 21 out of 21 for 23. So 21 teams out of the 24 teams had a winning record. Or let me run that back. 21 for 24. 21 teams out of the 24 leagues had a winning record, or a record out of 500 or above, at or above 500. That is amazing. And then we finished with 17 teams out of 24 in the postseason, 7 number 1 seeds. So 17 teams total are going to the playoffs, and 7 out of those 17 clinched the number 1 seed. I mean, I'm running the numbers. What is the mathematical equations on this, man? Let me just break this down for you guys, okay? So if you follow my Twitch, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay, just do it now. Just click the like button right now. Drop in the chat, okay. This time, this time next year, you will have a 71% chance of your team's winning. Well, you have a 71% chance of your teams making the postseason. That's high. Okay, that's high. Final altogether out of the 22 leagues that I focus on, we went 17-5. 17-5. Okay, and then out of the 24 leagues, we went 19-5. If I add my wife's league and my the bonus league, 19-5. So that's the record this past week. Want you guys to understand this. It's what I do. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad I was able to share with you. So these are all the leagues right here. 24 equipos. Okay. Out of all these teams, 19 of them won last week. Out of 24 teams, 19 won. Okay. So we had a 70, I would say, yeah, 79. Yeah, pretty much round up to 80% win percentage last week. Crazy. Okay. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, I'm super, super excited. And out of the 17 teams that clinched the playoffs, seven were the so yeah, 70% chance, bro, to not only win. It's so much to talk about now. Okay, maybe because it's late, I can barely speak. 70. If you follow me, bro, and you make the picks and the changes that I make, and you take my picks and recommendations into consideration, you not only have a 70% chance of your teams winning, you have a 80% chance of all your teams having a at 500 or above record, and you also have a 70% chance that your teams who make the playoffs will have a number one seed. 70% of those teams that make the playoffs will be a number one seed. If that makes sense. I hope you guys are following along with those numbers. You have a 70% chance of your teams being the number one seed. You have a 70% chance of your teams winning and making the playoffs, and you have an 80% chance of your teams having a record of at 500 or above. I don't know anybody else who is dropping knowledge and facts like that for y'all. So y'all make sure y'all keep tuning in, keep supporting my channel, my page at Ismula TV. It's only the highest quality content. Like I said, it's been a little bit since I dropped the video because I've been busy making sure I'm giving you the best of the best content to not only, you know, help grow my followers, my stream, but also to help you make educated and informed decisions to help your life and to help you make better decisions and have great success for yourself and for your team. So we're running it back, okay? Out of the 24 teams that I'm a part of, 17 have made the playoffs, okay? 71% chance that your teams will make the playoffs, okay? Out of those 17 teams that made the playoffs, 7 clinched the number one seed, okay? 7 clinched the number one seed, okay? So that's a 70% chance that your team will also, out of the teams that make the playoffs, 70% of them can clinch number one seed. Okay. And you also have a 70% chance that your finals, you'll have an 80% chance that those teams will have a 500 record or better. So definitely stay locked in. Because you got to think about it. You know, those 7 teams that made the playoffs, that clinched number 1 seed also made the playoffs. So it's a win-win situation. Um, following my lead. Okay. So thank you guys so much for supporting this video. Thank you for tuning in. More content coming your way. I'll be back here. Join me same time tomorrow night. I'll be uploading this video if I can tonight, so you guys can enjoy it throughout the day tomorrow. And look forward to tomorrow's waiver wire wacky Wednesday as we prepare for Week 15 of the NFL and Round 1 of the playoffs in ESPN's Fantasy Football League. Peace, and I'm out.